All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Michigan International Speedway for round number 2 of the Rail Valley in-season tournament. My name is Ryan Wayne, and I will be commentating here for tonight's event. It is officially round 2, and we have 8 drivers remaining here in the inaugural in-season tournament. Take a look at some of the trucks on track right now. We are currently in qualifying here for this round. Take a look at one of the drivers here. That is George Carafides in the number 10, who's currently posting laps here on the racetrack. We'll go ahead and take a look at this in-season tournament bracket right now. Just to get a preview of kind of who is left right now in the tournament. So we've got Marty Cmejla, Luke Gallagher, Chase Ingram, Cameron Face, Daniel Mosteller, Elliot, Kandra, Derek Skladel, and Aaron May. And it looks like 3 of the drivers are not even here. So Luke Gallagher, Cameron Face, and Elliot Kandra are currently not loaded into the session. So as of right now, it's going to be Marty Cmejla, Chase Ingram, and Daniel Mosteller advancing to round number 3 for the semifinals for the in-season tournament. The main matchup tonight will be the number 14 seed Derek Skladel facing off against the number 6 seed Aaron May. Currently fastest right now in practice, that's Nathan McLaughlin. You see right there, that number 57 machine. Solid run last week. Flow Racing Toyota. Got a couple of guys in here we haven't seen in quite a while, including Zachary Murs here. That's number 99. Up in P3 right now. Drop down to P5. And 0 fast repairs for these drivers. Nice lap there for Levan Van Leer, who ran last week. Eliminated in the first round, the number 16 seed. So he's trying to get a little bit of redemption here for round number 2. Maybe trying to get a little bit better compared to last week. There's Derek Skladel in the 12, trying to go on a Ty Dillon-esque run. Will have to beat Aaron May tonight to advance to round number 3 for the semifinals. Xavier Dawkins Baptiste as well in this number 12. Snap on forward. Jordan Jung that's up the charts. Nice slap there by the number 62. .38.894, the only driver running the 38.8s. Great lap there from him. It's got Bradley Cmejla back as well in this number 4. Cmejla P6. There's Diego Cunha, the number 84, with the 11th. Dr. Murs said go 99. Yeah, we saw Murs on the live stream. So P9 here in this session. Just about, I'd say about a minute and 30 seconds remaining here in this qualifying session as you watch George Carafides. So Felix Hammer here, the number 68. We saw him run last week. Nice little paint scheme he's got, the Munga Chevrolet. A better look at that number 68 machine. He's currently 18th right now on the speed charts. See if he can pick it up here on lap number 2. He goes to a 39.14, so that'll put him in P14. There's Daniel Mosteller, last week's winner at Chicagoland by 1/1000th of a second. And Elliot Kandra not here tonight. He will be moving on to the semifinals next week at Daytona. Mateo Mitchell to the top. Aaron May goes to P2. We'll see what Daniel Mosteller does. And he goes to P4, 38.92 for Daniel Mosteller. The 23 drivers have posted time, and that's going to be the end. The end of qualifying. Mateo Mitchell is going to be on pole here tonight in this number 82 machine. Get ready to go green here very shortly. All right, the field is now lined up on pit road. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. On the pole, we've got Mateo Mitchell in the 82 and Aaron May alongside him in P2. Row number 2, Jordan Jung and Daniel Mosteller. Row number 3, Nathan McLaughlin to 57, and Liban Van Leer starting in P6. Row number 4, we have Austin Mitchell and Marty Cmejla. Row number 5, Chase Ingram and Derek Skladel. Row 6, Luigi Gonzalez in the 44 and Zachary Murs with 99. Row number 7, Brian Post with a good qualifying effort. He'll be starting alongside Chase Motzalewski. Harris Chevrolets will be in row 8 with Diego Acuna and Felix Hammer. Row 9, Xavier Dawkins-Baptiste and George Carafides. Wyatt Blair in the number 5 starts 19th with Cole Trudeau back in 20th. Bradley Cmejla and Patrick Connell for MC Motorsports back in row 11. Row 12, we've got Sebastian Sapien and Gavin Austin. And you'll see my truck, I just kind of loaded into the session. We've got all the trucks here, 24 trucks, ready here for round number 2, Rail Valley in-season tournament. Let's take a look at our race analysis here tonight from the Michigan International Speedway. Again, this is only a 50-lap race, 0 fast repairs for these drivers, 1 set of tires in the pits. Expecting the fuel window tonight between 35 and 37 laps. Probably seeing 37 as the max these guys can go on a tank of fuel. Now take a look at our standalone graphic here. 78-degree air temp, 117-degree track temp. Expect these drivers to get extremely loose tonight on this 2-mile racetrack. Field is now gridding off a pit road and starting that formation lap. So we had 3 of our drivers who were left in the in-season tournament have actually are not here. So that's Luke Gallagher, the 00, Elliot Kandra, the 09, and Cameron Face in the 80. Neither of those guys can make it. So we've got 3 drivers that advanced their way into the semifinals of the in-season tournament. And that is Marty Cmejla, Daniel Mosteller, and Chase Ingram. We'll have 1 spot remaining here, and that's going to be Aaron May, the 10. You can see on the outside of row number 1. And Derek Skladel in the number 12, who's starting back in the 10th position. So keep your eye on those 2 tonight as they will fight for that final spot in the in-season tournament. Good, works their way into turn number 3 this time. Should have a great race on hand. 24 trucks here on the racetrack. 50 laps here at Michigan. 50 laps, 100 miles. Time to determine our final participant for the semifinals of the in-season tournament. We've got Mateo Mitchell here on the front row alongside Aaron May. Those 2 are friends. They're going to look to duke it out here on this opening lap. Starter has the green flag in hand. And we are racing here at Michigan. Well, these trucks can get real crazy here right on the start, as you see a jump on the outside from Aaron May, as he's going to lead the field down in turn number 1. But watch this run here from the 82 with Mateo Mitchell. And lead Van Leer is sideways in the 60. Xavier Dawkins-Baptiste, Cole Trudeau, that's Felix Hammer, Patrick Connell. No caution as of yet, as this race is going to stay green. Mateo Mitchell now up the racetrack. Here comes Jordan Jung here in the 62. And leading lap number 1, it's going to be Jordan Jung. You see a lot of the field had to avoid that chaos on lap number 1. We only have 14 cars still in this, or trucks still in this pack. It's contact between Aaron May and Nathan McLaughlin. A lot of trucks right now getting a little squirrely on that right rear. Guys trying to duke it out right here. 3 wide right behind here for P4. That's Mosteller, Mitchell, and Cmejla. And look at Zachary Murs in the 99. He's going to shoot it down here. Saw him in the chat earlier. Trying to make some noise, and this is 4 wide right here going into turn 4. How is this going to turn out? This guy's going to keep it together for the most part as Jordan Jung is out part of that number 62 machine. One guy we have not talked about. How about Gavin Austin, who's up 12 spots from the start of this race? Fastest truck in practice. Oh, that was Mosteller and Zach Reverse there, the 99. Nice save, though, as we've got a battle up front between the Toyotas. Nathan McLaughlin, the 57, Jordan Jung in the 62. They continue to battle as Jung is going to stay out in front. Top four now single file as we look back behind for 5th place. That's Mateo Mitchell and Austin Mitchell. The battle of the Mitchells right here as they're side by side here at the P5. Marty Cmejla in 8 just trying to chill out here. He's automatically advanced with Luke Gallagher not here tonight. He'll be moving on to the semifinals. He's just looking to get the best possible result here. Most of this field is single filed out. Back to Wyatt Blair, who is in 15th. Watch Nathan McLaughlin here in the 57. What run he gets. Now Aaron may try and establish something here in this 10. Let's ride on board with the iRacing Toyota. A lot of herky-jerky movements here so far at the start of this race. Top 5 only separated by 0.4 of a second as we see May now taking the shot here to the inside. Again, the battle for that final spot in the in-season tournaments between Aaron May in the 10 and then Derek Skladel in the 12. So Aaron May goes up to P2 as McLaughlin continues to lose some spots here. Now he's under attack here from Austin Mitchell and Daniel Mosteller. Austin Mitchell running the number 51. We typically see him run the 8 in most of the races here in River Valley Sim Club, but it's going to be there to Kyle Busch without Rowdy Forever scheme. Doing a nice job right now in P3. Back to Jordan Jung here. Back to the gearbox of this 62 machine. Aaron May is right there. Let's see if he can get side by side for the lead here on lap number 6. Not going to be door to door. We'll see any side drafting affecting these two drivers. But Aaron May so far out front is number 10. Continue to fight side by side here going into turn 1. We still have 9 cars in this lead pack. Going with them on the outside as Mateo Mitchell hits the wall in the 82. Young is going to maintain the race lead here over this 10 of Aaron May. Young out front. We look back here. There's Gavin Austin in the 2. He's gained most spots in this race, up 14 spots. He's up to P10. And here's the battle for P8. This is Derek Skladel and Chase Mosteller. Skladel typically runs the 51. He's in the 12 here tonight. Going to keep that spot. Backing out for P2, we've got more Toyotas in the mix. That's Austin Mitchell, the 51. Out with the guy that eliminated him last week at Chicagoland, Aaron May. We're going to be 3 wide for lead here at lap number 8. What a save from Austin Mitchell. And it's going to be side by side again for the lead. Looks to begin this long green flag run. Preserving that right rear tire is going to be crucial, especially once we get to that fuel window opens. The window will open here in the next 5 to 6 laps. We'll see anybody here take a chance and come in very early. See how this all plays out. But Aaron May is our new leader here at Michigan. That was Fox level camera work right there, so I do apologize about that. But Aaron May is out front. Mateo Mitchell goes around the 82, our pole sitter. And he's going to clip the entrance to pit road. Just a single truck spin as we head back up front. Now Nathan McLaughlin taking a stab here for the race lead. Are we going to be 3 wide once again? Oh, Gavin Austin, Chase Mosteller, Derek Skladel, they all crash behind. Jordan Jung is sideways as well. And there's the caution. Our first caution of this entire in-season tournament has just come out. We went 77 laps of green flag racing, and our first caution of the in-season tournament, that's Cmejla, who's backed up against the wall in that number 9 Dodge Ram. First caution here on lap number 11. This comes at a very interesting time in this race. We talked about the fuel window being about 37 laps, and these guys stretch it the rest of the way if this stays green. So very interesting caution coming out here on lap number 11. Go back and take a look at what happened to the number 9, Cmejla. See if we can find there he is right there. Let's back this up just a little bit. I'll see what happened to Cmejla. To Gavin Austin just slides around, and Derek Skladel just gets right in the back. That's one of the drivers competing still in this in-season tournament. Damage right there for the number 9 machine. Interesting strategies here. We'll see what happens. Looks like McLaughlin will stay out. Mosteller will come in. And split strategies here all over the field. Looks like McLaughlin, Aaron May will stay out. Gavin Austin will also stay out. You've got Zachary Mers, Sebastian Sapien, Bradley Cmejla are going to stay out. So we'll now switch over to our other cam. Look here at the drivers coming onto pit road. First, from our leaders, the 87 of Daniel Mosteller. I'm seeing mainly fuel only here for these drivers. Likely the right call. 60's going to miss his box there on pit road. That's Lee Van Leer. So interesting call here for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 drivers that came down pit road. And these guys stretch it the rest of the way if this stays green. Good call here from these drivers. See how it all plays out as we get into this race. But Nathan McLaughlin out front in this 57 machine. Great run last week in Chicagoland. Back that up here today. Out front, got another Toyota behind him with Aaron May, the 10. Gavin Austin, after that slide, where that caution came out, is going to be in P3. Zachary Mers, Sebastian Sapien, and Bradley Cmejla are the 6 trucks that stayed out. So those guys for sure cannot make it here on fuel. It's mainly going to be a question about the guys right behind. Daniel Mosteller, Austin Mitchell. Eric Skladel still on pit road, that number 12 machine. See how long he stays on pit road, but if he's not able to get the repairs, he's back out right now, so he has still got a chance to advance in this tournament. Just got to beat the pace car, but we're going to be 1 to green this time by. So big call here for the front 6 that are on the racetrack. We know they cannot make it on fuel. The first driver is Austin Mitchell in this number 51. And he came in on lap 11. And they stretch the fuel to make it the rest of the way if this stays green. Or if we also get a caution, how does that play into a factor as well? I don't think any of these drivers came in for tires, so everyone still has that 1 set of tires in the pits. Top 6 have all stayed out on the racetrack. And he'll be leading us to green here for this restart. Take a look at the scenic views around this 2-mile racetrack located in Brooklyn, Michigan. He's still trying to get everything sorted together. I think that's Felix Hammer trying to get a lap back. He will get his lap back there, but get ready to go green. It's going to be McLaughlin and Aaron May leading us down to the green flag. You see the 84 is going to get out of the way here on the start. McLaughlin and Aaron May will lead us down. We're back green here at Michigan. And the field crashes right behind on the restart. That's Bradley Cmejla in the 4. Zachary goes into 99. A lot of drivers spun the tires there at the start. Aaron made the big loser there on that restart. It's going to be Nathan McLaughlin out front. Look at the trucks all over. That's Austin Mitchell, Zachary Mers, Bradley Cmejla. These guys continue to fight it out, as it's going to be 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Mosteller, the 87. Side by side with Gavin Austin here in the 2. And just like that, Daniel Mosteller to the front of the field. A rigid start right there on lap number 13. Everyone's got it all single filed out for now as we continue on here with 36 to go. Look side by side here between Gavin Austin and Nathan McLaughlin. Ashton Safety is still holding up there on those old tires. He also stayed out. Oh, as soon as I say that, that was almost a commentator's curse for Sebastian Sapien, but what a save for the 13 machine. But Diego Acuna, another driver that used some strategy, he's worked his way up to P4. Haven't talked about Diego at all here in this race. And Sapien's around again in the 13, along with White Blair in the 5. Great saves from both drivers as they continue on. Daniel Mosteller out front by 10th of a second. Take a look at lap times here. Mosteller still the fastest truck on the racetrack. McLaughlin not too far behind. You see him going all the way up to that outside line. He tries to make a stick. Here he goes down to the bottom. Nathan McLaughlin trying to resume the point here at Michigan. And Nathan McLaughlin's going to go back to the lead here in this number 57 machine. Now Mosteller is going to lose another spot here. That's Gavin Austin who's going to get clear of the 87 machine. Moment there for Diego Acuna. He's going to lose a few spots. Aaron May gets around him along with Jordan Jung and Chase Ingram. Guys continue to fight here for P5. After they've established themselves, they are now 1.3 seconds ahead of 4th place Marty Cmejla, also one of the drivers that came in on lap 11. '57 Nathan McLaughlin out front. Top 6 and now single filed out. Here's the battle for position between Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez and Diego Acuna. That's a battle for P8. We also got Culture there back here in 10th place. He's up 10 spots from the start of this race. And 3 wide right behind as well. That's Brian Post, Chase Montelewski. Excuse me, I got those two confused. That's Lee Banby and Leo Brian Post. Of course, Carafitas and Wyatt Blair. That's a 4-car gaggle right there for position. And there's Derek Skladel who's in the wall again. Just trying to hope for a miracle at this point to advance. Aaron Bay in 5th, Skladel back at 15. McLaughlin is out front here. One car blinking out there. That was the 12 of Xavier Dawkins-Baptiste. And we got Austin Mitchell coming down pit road in this 51 machine. So this race is likely going to be over. We might have a battle here for the lead. Gavin Austin is number 2. We're going to see him run for a Rebel Valley Sim Club. He'll try and get his first career win in the series. He's been close so many times. Back to Kansas for the Truck Series. And also San Diego with the O'Reilly cars. Lost to Daniel Mosteller in both races. Put himself in a good spot here. He will have to pit. Both drivers have stayed out. That last caution, but here he is trying to get that right quarter panel at the 57 of McLaughlin. Oh, wow, the 2 sideways right there. Rear tire is definitely causing some concerns here for these drivers. 10% horsepower as well. Playing a role in this. Back behind. Gentlemen 62 are guy that led a couple laps earlier in this race. There, the Hummer Friesen Racing 62 machine. Nice run for Luigi Gonzalez. Our most recent winner here in the series. He won the hosted race at Street Stocks in Charlotte. One of those wild last laps you will ever see, but you got to win and trying to capitalize, continue that momentum. See right there, number 44. Being there in 9th place. The Van Leer, we saw him have problems on lap 1. He's up in P10, so nice rebound there for number 60 machine. Osluski Trudeau, Garafides Post, Wyatt Blair, Eric Skladel, Dawkins Baptiste, Sapien. 21 cars, trucks back on the lead lap. Back to the number 99, exactly Merz. Nathan McLaughlin starting to distance himself here a little bit. He's up by 0.6 of a second. People at the lap times last time by. Yeah, but also the big slide earlier. 41.979. See how that holds up here. Again, this long green flag run potentially. So, if you're one of the drivers like Nathan McLaughlin, Gavin Austin, Aaron May, those three are running first, third, and fourth respectively. What do you do here? Pit stop. These guys will have to pit. We talked about the fuel window being 35 to 37 laps. For lap 23 this time by. So these guys can go probably around the 12 to 15 laps, I would say, on this tank of fuel. Is going to run along to the 99 of Merz in the fence. It's Gavin Austin, the second driver there that has not pitted. Aaron May. Looks like Brian Post is crashing the 64. He is parked against the turn 1 wall going into turn 2. Single truck spin. Group will stay green. McLaughlin has just blinked out this 57 machine. 27 to go. Trying to hold on to that spot. There's Aaron May in fourth. 5 times last time by. Sandra is one of the faster trucks on the racetrack at 41.099. Keep your eye on Aaron May. Trying to close in here. Drivers that did not pit for that first caution. The drivers, yet Sebastian Sapien, who's all the way back in 16th. To slide around, and then Bradley Cmejla also stayed out back in 18th, and Zachary Merz in 21st. Getting lapped here by some getting faster by a couple of lead lap trucks. McLaughlin trying to maintain his advantage. He was about a tenth slower compared to the number 57 Nathan McLaughlin that last time by. Catching up here with the 64 of Brian Post. Look back here for second place. Oh, wow, Post, that was an evasive maneuver right there by the 64 machine to get out of the way. Going to keep it all the way down to the bottom. We'll see after there's the 10 of Aaron May. He's going to get around him. So, no concerns there for the 64 truck. Top 4 distance themselves out back to 5th place. Chase Ingram. Jung is up to 6th. There's Marty Cmejla there in P7. Gonzalez, Acuna, and Van Leer are still your top 10. It was the last time by. Yeah, McLaughlin a 41.4. 3 guys behind him all running faster. Get into this green flag run. You're halfway through round number 2 of this in-season tournament. A little bit of drafting going on here between the 87 and the 2. Right on board here with, well, actually, right on board here with Aaron May. We got a crash with Cole Trudeau in the 84. Got some cars coming on to pit road here, or trucks. There's Cole Trudeau, looks like he has crashed. Zachary Merz still getting passed by a couple guys, but Nathan McLaughlin is out front. He's been the dominant truck here so far in this 57 machine. Gavin Austin has worked his way around Daniel Mosteller. I'll be seeing a little bit of a possible fuel-saving game here from this 87. He can stretch it the distance. And we saw Mosteller played strategy to perfection last week at Chicagoland. Stayed out the latest possible. Then at the very end of the fuel run, was able to run down Elliot Kandra on those fresher tires and was able to win. It's not a strategy with 87 employed here, as he is the highest up of the drivers that came down pit road on lap 11. He's got a good distance as well over Chase Ingram, who is 3.4 seconds back. We mentioned Chase Ingram because he is the second highest in the running board level out of the drivers that came in on lap 11. Jung and Cmejla are the next two, and Diego Acuna. Well, sideways right there, Gavin Austin is number 2. He has had a time right there on the backstretch. Those two Rams are going to be side by side here for position. Continue to fight side by side. Mosteller sideways there in that 87 machine. He's going to fall back in line behind his Ram counterpart in Gavin Austin. Look back now at Nathan McLaughlin in the 57. It's been a great performance. He's led 19 laps. Oh, don't tell me Brian Post has crashed again, but he is off the racetrack. And back to the 57, Nathan McLaughlin. It's been a great performance. He's led 19 of our 29 laps here so far. Well, 29 of our 30 laps here so far. 19 of our 30 laps here so far in that Flow Racing Toyota. Win with the Mazda MX-5s at Indianapolis. Trying to get the number 2 this calendar year. We got any of the closer battles on the racetrack? Yes, we do. We've got a battle here for P5. This is Marty Cmejla and Chase Ingram side by side here for 5th place. Not too far behind him. That's Jordan Jung in the 62. Three-car tango there. Luigi Gonzalez and Diego Cunha are 8th and 9th. And Van Leer's got about 7/10 of a second gap over Chase Motzlewski. Guys continue to battle here. It's going to be 19 to go next time by. Looking back behind the 57 of Nathan McLaughlin. We've got a truck coming to pit road. That's Aaron May, the number 10. So our first strategy call of the race here on lap number 31. That's Aaron May coming into the pits here for his set of tires. We'll see how this plays out here. But Aaron May, our first driver on the pit road in this number 10 machine. .2 stop there for the number 10. We'll see how this all plays out. Now he is behind Derek Skladel, and that's big for the in-season tournament. Skladel finishes ahead of Aaron May. Skladel advances to Daytona. See, Aaron May, the only driver that came down pit road that last time by. So a big call right here. See how this plays out for the number 10 of Aaron May. And how long does McLaughlin, the 2 of Gavin Austin, the 87, Daniel Mosteller, how long can they make it? Just the 10 closing in there on those fresh tires. Gavin Austin trying to block him off because here comes Gavin Austin. He wants a shot at the lead here in this 2. Should be seeing Austin and McLaughlin here on pit road shortly. You see the 10's going to shoot up the middle. It's Aaron May in the best position to win this race with that call on the pit road. But Gavin Austin now to the point. Able to get around the 57 of Nathan McLaughlin. And now McLaughlin trying to go down the bottom of the racetrack. You see Zachary Murs into the pits, along with Sebastian Sapien. McLaughlin trying to retain the lead again. He barely gets clear of Gavin Austin, but what a run from Austin as he gets back to the inside. 16 to go here from Michigan. We've got 3 trucks all under a blanket trying to win this thing. McLaughlin all the way up into the marbles in that 57. Can he keep the run? No, he will not. Gavin Austin to the lead. Long stops here for Murs and Sapien. You see on the right-hand side of your screen. They're on pit road. But Gavin Austin, Gavin Austin and Nathan McLaughlin will have to pit here. They'll have to pit here in the next 2 or 3 laps. They're still side by side. Contact between McLaughlin and Austin. These three trucks still going at it here up front with 15 to go. When will we see the 2 and the 57 come down pit road? They're one of only 3 drivers that have not made a pit stop here in this race. Side draft from the 57 of Nathan McLaughlin as he tries to get to the inside. He's going to get clear of Gavin Austin going into 3. And when we see the 57 come in, yes, that's Nathan McLaughlin coming down pit road in this 57 machine as he's going to slide on the entrance. His main competition here for the drivers that just pitted is Aaron May in the number 10. We'll see how he nets out here with 14 to go. As he comes in, we'll see Gavin Austin in the number 2. Chase Mazelewski is also on pit road in the 67. He was a lead lap car that last pitted, I believe, on lap 11 as well. Austin's still on the racetrack. Let's watch the blend here. Aaron May is going to get clear of Nathan McLaughlin. So Aaron May, who pitted at lap number 31, 5 lap older tires compared to McLaughlin. See, Marty Cmejla comes into the pits. When will we see Gavin Austin pit? This is lap number 37 now, so he is at the very tail end of this fuel tank. Bradley Cmejla in the pits as well in that number 4 machine. Austin now going to bring it down to the bottom of the racetrack. So we see him come to pit road this time. Here comes Gavin Austin to pit road. Felix Hammer in as well. So now it becomes a fuel mileage game. Who can save enough gas to win this race? Does Mosteller have enough to save? See what the 2 does here on pit road. Oh, a big strategy call here. Fuel only for Gavin Austin, the number 2. Let's see how this plays out. Let's watch the blend here. Here's Aaron May in the 10. This is the driver that we think is probably in the best spot here. There's Gavin Austin entering turn number 1, or exiting pit road this time at the entrance of turn 1, and Aaron May is going to get clear. So Aaron May now ahead on the strategy. And here's the pass for position. This is for the in-season tournament between Derek Skladel and Aaron May. Aaron May gets clear. So now Aaron May is in the best position to advance to the semifinals of the in-season tournament with that pass on the 12 of Derek Skladel. You look at Mosteller here in this number 87. What is he going to do? Can he save enough fuel to make it the rest of the way? Take a look at the cycle here so far. McLaughlin, Mazelewski, Karakudes. Yeah, this still needs to update a little bit more, but Austin and outlap as well. But 10 to go this time by for Daniel Mosteller. The top 7 last came down pit road on lap 11. Wonder if the 87 is saving fuel. Look at his lap times, 42.059 for the driver of the number 87 machine. Trying to go back-to-back here in Rebel Valley Sim Club. I think this will be his 9th win this calendar year if he can hold on. That fuel tank can hold on for 10 more laps. I think staying behind this 99 is actually going to help Mosteller when it comes to fuel saving. Yeah, he's backing down 42.118. 41.917, 41.717 for Jordan Jung at 62. Also, has definitely backed off the pace here. And he make it the rest of the way. By 3.5 seconds, we look back here to the battle for second place between Marty Cmejla and Jordan Jung. Also, another guy to keep your eye on is Nathan McLaughlin is 57. Now, he is on fresher tires compared to Aaron May, and he is closing that gap considerably. He's only 2.5 seconds behind Aaron May, that's number 10. Let's see how the number 57 appears here. McLaughlin continues to charge. Top 7 saving up fuel to make it the rest of the way, but Daniel Mosteller out front. Now, Jung side by side here with Marty Cmejla. How is this all going to play out? Look at the gap considerably dwindling here. The driver that just pitted. The Van Leer looks like he just got around the other side-by-side here for a position. This is for P6. Seven laps to go here for Michigan. Watch Mosteller out front. Doug has gotten clear for P2. Got Chase Ingram in 4th, Diego Acuna in 5th. Let's take a look at the lap times the last time by. Yeah, Ingram, I don't know if he is struggling right now or if he is in full save mode, but he's running a 42.6 in parking right on the inside line. And it's going to be real close for these guys on fuel. I don't know if they have enough to make it the rest of the way. Definitely going to stretch it for sure. As we look back here between Aaron May and Nathan McLaughlin, these two are the highest up that came down pit road. McLaughlin has run down Aaron May. That call to stay out a little bit later might work out here for McLaughlin. We have 6 to go this time. Onto the back bumper here of Aaron May here. This is for P8. Guys are about 24 seconds behind Mosteller. As here comes the 57 of Nathan McLaughlin to make the pass. He's on the fresh tires, 5-lap pressure tires on the 57, and McLaughlin worked his way up to P8. So Nathan McLaughlin, the highest of the drivers that came down pit road on our most recent green flag cycle. Mosteller continues to lead. 3.5 seconds to the gap between he and Jordan Jung. A slow truck, that's the 12 of Xavier Dawkins Baptiste. They had to work their way around. There's Derek Skladel coming down pit road, the number 12 machine. At Jung, you have Cmejla. Here's Ingram. Here's Diego Acuna with a nice run in his 84 machine as he's worked his way to the back bumper of Chase Ingram. This is for P4. And also Luigi Gonzalez right there as well in that number 44 machine is not too far behind these guys. We're back here at Jung and Marty Cmejla. Gonna be 3 to go next time by. Do these guys have enough fuel to make it the rest of the way? As now Cmejla tries to make a run here on Jordan Jung for P2. Jung's going to close the door. Cmejla trying to fight back here on the inside. And White Blair behind as well. There's Chase Ingram and Diego Acuna as they fight for P4. But it's going to be 2 to go for Daniel Mosteller. He's up by 3.7 seconds. He's a little bit off the pace that last time by. And down to 3.6, 3.5 is he right on the edge of his fuel tank. Now he starts to pick the pace back up again, up by 3.7 seconds. You've got Cmejla, Jung, Ingram. Acuna still your top 5. What a gaggle right here with 12, the 5, the 62, and the 99. They continue to fight here. It's going to be 1 to go next time by for the driver, the 87 of Daniel Mosteller. Chase Ingram in danger of losing another spot here, but it's going to be the white flag for Daniel Mosteller. Can he hold on for one more lap? As he lets the number 12, Derek Skladel, go by. The 44, I think, is out of gas. That's the Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. Well, he's one of the drivers that stayed out. Mosteller trying to coast this home. He's got a 3.5 second lead. The strategy call to pit on lap 11 is going to work for Daniel Mosteller, the 87. And another win for the number 87 machine. He goes back-to-back in the in-season tournament as Daniel Mosteller wins here at Michigan. Cmejla comes home second. Jordan Jung is third. Diego Acuna gets the fuel tank to survive in fourth. Chase Ingram is out of gas in the 01 as Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez comes home fifth. McLaughlin sixth. Aaron May is going to come home seventh. You see Ingram out of gas in that 01 machine as he's going to push to the finish line. That is another truck back there behind him out of gas. I think that's Liban Van Leer in the 60. Need to wait for the rest of the results. It'll be George Karafides that'll round out our top 10. Daniel Mosteller, the 87, goes back-to-back here in the in-season tournament, and he will move on to the semifinals. He will face off, I believe, he's going to go against Aaron May in the semifinals. So congratulations to Daniel Mosteller. He wins by 3.6 seconds over Marty Cmejla. As Mosteller burns it down, this is his 9th win this calendar year here in Rebel Valley Sim Club, and we'll get our race winner here for an interview. Go ahead and head over now. Let's interview our race winner. Take a look at the finishing results here on the left-hand side of your screen. Great job by Mosteller, Cmejla, Jung, and Acuna and Gonzalez to make the fuel last. Those drivers pit on lap 11 are going to occupy those top 5 spots here in this race. Need to wait for the 87 of Daniel Mosteller here. See if he joins us here for an interview. And there he is. Daniel Mosteller, this is Ryan Wayne in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
All right, we saw you come down pit road on lap 11. You're one of the 5 drivers that, well, one of the top 5 in this race actually came down pit road on lap 11. How close were you on fuel? Were you like 1 lap to the good, or how was your fuel tank there on that last lap?
Yeah, when I crossed the line, I had over a lap left, so I saved more than I needed to. I saved enough to do the burnout, which is what I intended. I'm joking. I was just saving because I had the gap to the guys behind me, and I was just letting the 2 ahead of me just pull me along, and I was doing a lot of clutching and coasting, because I thought somebody took tires back there, so I was kind of saving extra so that if someone was coming up to attack me, I could counter it in any way. But that never happened, and I just clutch and coasted, corner entry every single lap for that final run, and able to get the win.
Yeah, you did an excellent job. I mean, to have a lap of fuel in the tank there, that was masterful fuel saving right there. We're heading into Daytona next week for the semifinals of the in-season tournament. You're going to be going up against Aaron May. What are your thoughts next week at Daytona, and how you think you can advance to the championship in 2 weeks at Kansas?
Yeah, Daytona's the wild card. As of late, I really haven't felt like my super speedway, skills have been that sharp, so might be a little more scary than I would hope. Also considering in the first 2 races, I guess kind of were, I wouldn't say cakewalks. They both had a lot of strategy involved in it, but I mean that's going to be the wild card out of them. I mean I feel confident always, but like, I mean, you never know at Daytona, and especially with the chaotic group of drivers that we have. All it takes is one slip up, and those dreams are over.
Well, Daniel, I do appreciate you taking the time for an interview, and congratulations on back-to-back wins here in this in-season tournament.
Thank you, man.
All right, that's Daniel Mosteller, who's going to come away with the victory. We have two more drivers we're going to interview today. We're going to start with the number 01 of Chase Ingram, one of the drivers that ran out of fuel on that final lap. Chase, you were fortunate enough to have to worry about your matchup. Cameron Face was not able to make it in tonight's race, so you've automatically advanced to the semifinals for Daytona next week. Talk to us about your fuel run right there. You're one of the drivers came in on lap 11 and ran out of gas right before the start finish line. So talk to us about your race and your 8th place finish.
So I didn't so I was first planning on pitting, but then I realized way too late that maybe if I save I can make it on gas. But I was trying to save a little bit, but it wasn't really working. So I then resorted to saving a lot, which ended up working, although I lost some spots. But then halfway down the backstretch, I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it. So yeah, I had to coast like half the track and finish the race at 50 miles an hour. And Felix Hammer, he actually pulled up behind me, and he was gonna push me if he needed to, but he saw I was gonna be able to finish. So thanks to him if I needed his help. But
Well, either way, you've advanced to the semifinals of this in-season tournament. You're going to be squaring off against Marty Cmejla, and that's a very intriguing matchup. You two have run really well on the super speedways here in Royal Valley Sim Club. I honestly argue you're two of the best drivers on super speedways. What's going to be your strategy heading into next week and see if you can upset the number 1 seed, Marty Cmejla?
don't crash. That's it.
Yeah, very simple. Don't crash. And like Daniel Mosteller talked about, it's going to be the wild card. You never know what to expect on these super speedways. But Chase, thank you for taking time for an interview. Another solid finish for you, coming home P8, and best of luck to you next week at Daytona.
All right, thank you.
All right, and that's Chase Ingram, and we've got time for one more interview here before we transition over to our hosted race at Talladega. And that's going to be Aaron May, the number 10. Aaron May, this is Ryan Wayne in the booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
All right, Aaron, you were one of the drivers that actually did an alternate strategy. You stayed out on that caution that came out on lap 10. You came in on lap number 30 and ended up P7 tonight. Talk to us about how your truck felt and how your overall night was coming on P7.
Yeah, so starting out, the truck was very loose going through the corners. I was having a hard time trying to figure out the daggone truck to save my life. But as the later the run went on, I felt like the truck got a lot better. I was starting to figure out how to drive it, get the used to it, and I was actually keeping up with the race leader, so that was a good thing. And then I was like, well, all right, maybe we got a good chance. And the caution comes out right very early on, and I'm like, this is too early to take tires. So I decided to stay out and just wait on taking the tires. And then green flag came out. I did spin the tires on that restart and caused a huge stack up. So sorry about that. And but we were still able to keep up with the race leaders. I kind of thought that Derek pitting with everybody else on that early stop, he was trying to save gas to make it to the end. So that's when I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to pit for tires, not too early, but not too late. So I decided to come down with like 20 laps to go to get tires. And that gave me enough time to go back and pass Derek for the advance to Daytona. And yeah, we're going on to the semifinal.
And yeah, and you've got a big matchup in the semifinal. You're going up against Daniel Mosteller, who has won both the races here in our in-season tournament. What do you think you're going to have to do to be able to upset Mosteller and advance to the championship at Kansas in 2 weeks?
More than likely going to have to win the race because he's just so good at everywhere we go. Like, whenever you talk about Demos, he's just good everywhere. So definitely, I call it a David Goliath matchup here, but we're gonna see what we can do here.
All right, Aaron, I do appreciate you taking the time here for an interview. We'll go ahead and stop our interviews, and we'll head over to our next race. And that's going to be Next Gens at Talladega. Thank you for taking the time for an interview, and best of luck next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Aaron May. All right, so our field is set for the inaugural in-season tournament. Our semifinal field has been set. We'll reveal that bracket here very shortly. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and get session number 2 up, and that's going to be Next Gen at Talladega. It's going to be a little fun race here for these drivers. Just going to be 20 laps, 0 fast spares, 1 set of tires. Give me about 5 to 10 minutes to get that set up. I will be right back. All right, it is time for the biggest and baddest super speedway of them all, Talladega Super Speedway here in Talladega, Alabama. This is our final race of the night here on the Speed Demon Racing Network. We've got some hosted actions with the next-gen cars at Talladega. Here are some of the drivers we have on track here. Here's Chase Mosteller, the number 19. Saw him running race number 1. Bradley Cmejla, always running that number 4. Part of that MC Motorsports group that only runs here, Ripple Valley Sim Club. See right there, the number 4. Also got a couple new guys in here. Welcome Cameron Lank, that number 15. I believe also someone else related to him is also in the session. Saw another Lank in the session. I'll have to go back and look through the entry list again, but Daniel Lank, there we go. Daniel Lank is the other one. There he is right there, the Rowdy Energy Toyota. Also want to welcome David Johnson, the number 49. See him run occasionally in Rebel Valley. I know he runs the 0, but here today he's running number 49 at Bick Ford. There's Lee Van Leer, the number 60. Actually running the number 6 this race. Same paint scheme, just a different number. Also want to welcome Blair Johnson. Drive that number 9. Chase Elliot, Napa Auto Parts Patriotic Scheme. I believe he just ran yesterday at Chicagoland. July 4th weekend. That Felix Hammer. Up and run the last race. Right to the number 68 machine. While we go ahead and get ready for qualifying to start here the next 2 minutes. Switch over here to another view, and let's take a look at our live bracket here after results from our round number 2 at Michigan. Oh, actually, not what I wanted to show, but let's, my apologies there. But let's go ahead and take a look at our live bracket now. Marty Cmejla advances over Luke Gallagher. Luke was not able to make the race tonight. Neither was Cameron Face nor Elliot Kandra. So our only matchup kneeling when the race was Aaron May and Derek Skladel. Aaron May was able to beat Derek Skladel on track, and Aaron May will be moving on. Take a look at the 4 drivers remaining here for our semifinals at Daytona, which will be next Monday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The 40-lap race at Daytona. Plays the wild card on these super speedways. Those are the 4 drivers competing next week, all 2 weeks for a shot. The inaugural Ripple Valley in-season tournament. Head back to the action where we should be getting ready to go to qualifying here very shortly. The Van Leer the fastest in practice, but see how this all plays out. We're now into qualifying as we watch Chase Mosteller run the number 19. That is the exact paint scheme that Chase Briscoe won with at Chicagoland yesterday during the July 4th weekend. Close finish with his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate Christopher Bell. Also have George Carafides. We saw him run in the first race as well, or in the first race tonight. Number 4. The sponsor is ShopRite. Okay. ShopRite number 4. Chase Ingram always in that number 01, that McDonald's scheme. He and Marty Cmejla always run the same paint schemes. I think it's kind of what makes them unique. They're kind of like the Kyle Larson Hendrick Cars scheme. I see one scheme on the track, minimal changes, and like their unique brand or unique trademark, just run a certain scheme. That's what you normally see with Chase Ingram in the 01 and Bradley Cmejla in the 8, along with, or excuse me, Marty Cmejla in the 8 and Bradley Cmejla in the 4 always runs the blue number 4 scheme. Watch Ingram on track. And also Aaron May, we talked to him in the broadcast booth after his 7th place finish against Daniel Mosteller next week at Daytona. Chase Ingram going up against Marty Cmejla. So our 4 drivers for the in-season tournament have been set here in the semifinals. See who wins the bowl here from Talladega. First, Austin Mitchell running the number 23. We also have Blair Johnson here, the number 9. Kind of lap he puts up on his first lap. Watch Mosteller at the stripe. He's going to be the first one to post time. It's going to be a 54.939. Gas Pro Shops Toyota. Zachary Mers, see what he does here on his lap. Sebastian Sapien now to the top. 54.661. That's a great lap there for Sebastian Sapien. On a Spectrum scheme. Felix Hammer. How about Felix Hammer? 54.096. He goes to the top. Crazy lap right there for Felix Hammer. I need to check to see if fixed setups are enabled. We typically do fixed sessions here in Rebel Valley. A crazy lap right there for Felix Hammer. Mosteller goes to a 54.22. Watch Aaron May here, the number 10. That's an amazing lap right there for Felix Hammer. Sapien to a 54.160. David Johnson goes up to P4, that 49 machine. Now Austin Mitchell's at the top, 54.052. Patrick Connell, the great lap as well, that number 44 machine. Aaron May now goes up to P2. George Karafidas to the top, just barely edges out Austin Mitchell, 54.051. For George Karafidas. There, Dawkins Baptiste. Running a different number here for this race. Saw him running 12 in the race earlier today. And welcome back Wyatt Miller. He is right there in the number 69. Those of you who don't know Wyatt Miller, he is related to the Earnhardt family. I believe you can actually buy his diecast from Lionel Racing, if I'm not mistaken. I believe one of his cars is up for sale on Lionel Racing's website for purchasing. So it's cool to see Wyatt Miller here in this number 69 machine. Jordan Jug now to the top. What a lap there. And Bradley Cmejla goes to P2. How about Bradley Cmejla putting that number 4 up into second place? It's about to be the end of qualifying here. So Cmejla, Jung, Cmejla, Karafidas, your top 3 on the podium. Hammer goes back to 9th. That's going to be the end of qualifying as we get ready to prepare for 20 laps around Talladega. It's going to be Jordan Jung and Bradley Cmejla lead us down. Wait for the cars to grid here this time. Entertaining finale here at Talladega. Cars are gridding on track right now. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. Jordan Jung in the 42 is on pole. We got Bradley Cmejla starting alongside him in P2. Row number 2, George Karafidas and Austin Mitchell. Row number 3, Aaron May, the number 10, and you got Patrick Connell, the 44. Row number 4, we have Marty Cmejla and Chase Ingram. Wyatt Miller will be in row number 5 alongside Felix Hammer. Zachary Mers and Leban Van Leer, 11th and 12th. Row 7, you have Sebastian Sapien and Chase Mosteller. Xavier Dawkins Baptiste and David Johnson are going to be in row number 8. Row 9 is going to be an interesting row. You've got Wyatt Blair and Daniel Mosteller. Gavin Austin, a new scheme in that number 2, and Luigi Diaz Gonzalez in that Jeff Gordon throwback. Row 11, you got Brian Post and Blair Johnson. And then the Lynx will be rounding out the rear of the field, Cameron and Daniel. Then back up front now, what should be an entertaining final race of the night here on the Speed Demon Racing Network. Take a look here at our race weather here. 81 degrees around this virtual Talladega Super Speedway, 67-degree humidity. Tires are not going to be concerned whatsoever. It's going to be all pedal to the metal for these 24 drivers that are loaded into race number 2 here on Speed Demon Racing Network. For those of you who are new here or are watching for the first time, this is Rebel Valley Sim Club action. This is hosted session. It's posted up every Monday night. Live streams go up at 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. We typically do 3 races, but with this in-season tournament, inaugural in-season tournament, we decided to do 2 races. A whole lot of different schemes for a whole lot of different series for sure, ranging from NASCAR, we've done IndyCar in the past. Do street stocks, just to broaden the horizons and make the races more entertaining. We're here at Talladega Super Speedway. There really isn't a favorite here for this race. There's a lot of guys that run well on these restrictor plate tracks. You look at row number 4, 2 guys that are going to be squaring off in the in-season tournament. You got Marty Cmejla and Chase Ingram. Those 2 are normally really good on these restrictor plate tracks. Wouldn't surprise me to see them up front here to win our final race of the night. Daniel Mosteller at the back. He's won our 2 in-season tournament races. Even the Demo Smith Chevrolet start at the back of this field back in 18th. Gavin Austin also trying to get his first career win. I can see him pulling it off here tonight as well. Should be a whale of a show here for our final race tonight. Anyone just enjoying the Discord, make sure to scan that QR code in the top right corner of the screen. Gives you access to event information on the Discord and keep up to date with the latest news regarding Rebel Valley Sim Club. In the last 117 laps here in Rebel Valley Sim Club, for in-season term, we only had 1 caution. In our last hosted race of Street Stocks at Charlotte, we had probably one of the more memorable finishes ever in Rebel Valley Sim Club history, with Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez squeaking out a win. What will we see tonight? It's the final race here on this Monday, July 6th. It's going to be Jordan Jung and Bradley Cmejla leading us down to the green flag. The starter has the green flag in hand as the drivers reach the tri-oval. Here we go for race number 2. We're underway here at Talladega. Look at him spread out 4 wide right behind. Bradley Cmejla got a poor start, that number 4, as he's getting squeezed by Felix Hammer in the 68. Hammer's going to back out of it. Smart move there. Look at Mosteller trying to go 4 wide, but everyone right now pinned to the inside line with Jordan Jung out front in this 42 machine. There's Wyatt Miller in the 69. He's wasting no time. He's on the outside here of Patrick Connell in the 44. Contact between the 44 and the 73 as those 2 exchange side-by-side contact. This was actually set for 30 laps. It's supposed to be 20, so my mistake here. A 30-lap race here at Talladega. So my mistake, so 30 laps here. So all 23 cars in this pack. We see Wyatt Miller in this number 69 trying to start that second line. We got a third line trying to form now. Well, that's David Johnson, the 49. Well, a lot of back and forth between these drivers as Austin Mitchell tries to block off that third line here. Big move there by George Carafitas in the 4. He's going to get to the outside. Look at Wyatt Miller going 3 wide through the middle. Wyatt Miller to the point here at Talladega. He doesn't have much drafting help, though. Oh, that's George Carafitas going around to the 4. And he's going to go. That's Jordan Jung at 42. Zachary Murs in the 5. That's the 15 of Cameron Lank, also collected as well. And our first caution today here on lap number 3. It did not take long. Let's see a whole lot of damage for these guys. Well, I don't know what the 4 was doing right there. And he's going to collect the 42 of Jordan Jung. Oh, 42 is not happy. Oh, yeah, he is not happy with the 4 of George Carafides. Another car doing dirt burnouts in the background. That's Daniel Lank, the number 8. All right, we're going to go back and take a look at what happened. We got a multi-car crash here to bring out the caution. Bill's going to reach the pace car. Wyatt Miller is out front. You got Aaron May, who squeaked through up to P2 now. Let's take a look at what happened. It starts with the 4 of George Carafides. I believe he and the 42 of Jordan Jones. Watch this very closely. Oh, help right there from the 6. That's Liban Van Leer, and it just causes a chain reaction right behind. Zachary Mers, Chase Ingram. Both lengths involved in this crash. You see damage too on the 4 of Bradley Cmejla. Watch this right here, but the 42 and the 4. That was a little odd. Let's watch the 42 here. This is Jordan Jung. Just pile drives right at the back of George Carafides. Racing around under caution here on lap number 4. Wyatt Miller is out front. Aaron May in P2. Ian Van Leer, Patrick Connell, Marty Cmejla, your top 5. Cars coming down pit road. We got a handful of cars that coming down pit road this time here. Including Gavin Austin, you've got Sebastian Sapiens, Xavier Dawkins Baptiste. Brian Post had a connection issue, so he's going to rejoin this race. Jordan Jung and George Carafides all on pit road as well. There's Dawkins Baptiste. Caution on lap number 5. Wyatt Miller out front. There's the winner of last week's race. That was Luigi Diaz Gonzalez. For those who have not tuned in, that's one of the wildest finishes you will ever see. Luigi was running 6th place on that final lap and was able to squeak through all the cars. The top 5 cars all crashed coming to the checkered flag. Luigi squeaked through and had his first win this calendar year here at Rainbow Valley Sim Club. He's trying to go get his 2nd win this year in 7 days. See if he can get it done. He's in a good spot though, up to P9, 11 spots from the start of this race. Should be getting the 1 to go signal next time by. Still got 5 cars on pit road at this moment. We got Chase Ingram in the 01, Sebastian Sapien, Bradley Cmejla, Jordan Jung, and George Carafides are all on pit road. Appearance of damage, but go ahead and reset this and get back to racing here soon. Bill's getting ready to line up here very shortly. As you see, the 42 and the 4 are still on pit road. Chase Ingram still in the pits as well. Looks like appearance of damage. Gonna be 1 to green next time by. Sound like somebody just blew a motor. Interesting here, you see the 2 and the 87. Austin and Daniel Mosteller coming back down pit road for fuel. Fuel will not be a concern here for these drivers. Anyway, just staying at the back here. Bradley Cmejla getting his laps back. That's one of the rules here in Rebel Valley Sim Club. You're allowed to get your lap back under caution, as long as this does not interfere with the leaders. And see, Cmejla is out of the way. You can join the tail end of this pack. We'll have 20 cars still left in this race. Chase Ingram in the 01. He's going to get his lap back. He'll join the tail end of this field, but still got a good distance to wait here to go. It's going to be... Oh, the 69 just crashed. Unbelievable. Wyatt Miller just crashed himself out of the race lead. Unbelievable. We'll see if they allow him to regain his position, but that is that is nuts. So he is going to regain his position, but well, what a crazy moment right there. Imagine if that would have been a bigger accident. Fortunate enough that was at low speed, so no big deal, but we're going to go back to green this time by Wyatt Miller and Aaron May will lead us down to the green flag. Starter has the green flag in hand. We'll see what happens here as we go back to green on lap number 7. We're back underway here from Talladega. Well, the outside line seems to be very disjointed at the start of the race. We saw it at the start with the 4 of Bradley Cmejla, and nobody helping the number 10 of Aaron May. Closest, and now he's going to shoot back to the bottom. And watch, look at Liban Van Leer, that number 6. He goes to the outside. That's Austin Mitchell working with him, that number 23. Back off the nose of that 23 machine. A huge shove in the back of Liban Van Leer. Oh boy, that Austin Mitchell is not going to be happy with the 69 of Wyatt Miller. Just about turned, the 69 just about turned the 23. There's a lot of jostling going on behind him. You see Gavin Austin, one of the drivers that hit it late for fuel. He's worked his way up here in this top 6, but it's going to be Liban Van Leer out front. One of Liban's lone wins here in Rebel Valley came on a restricted plate track. It was with at the 08 Daytona. He's no stranger to going to victory lane here on a super speedway. Less than laps in the Asphalt 500 this year, trying to stay out front here, but he's got Wyatt Blair. Now Aaron May to the outside with help from Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. And now a third line try to start here. Austin Mitchell and Mosteller. Now May gonna block the outside here, trying to block Gavin Austin. Well, the drivers talked about staying on that third lane on that outside. You feel like you have such an advantage over the rest of the field. Might be able to block off everyone. Oh my, we're gonna be 4 wide here in the tri-oval. Contact between Blair, and around goes Liban Van Leer. Wyatt Blair's around as well, the number 5. No caution yet. We're gonna stay green here with 22 to go. We'll have a large pack, 16 cars still in this lead pack. And I wouldn't be surprised if the 49 potentially dump the number 10 of Aaron May. Now May going up to the top. Yeah, he's not going to work with the 10. 49 staying committed with the 87 and a 2 like we saw earlier. Here comes Luigi trying to give a shove. Side by side here, 3 rows back. Oh boy, that 2 tried to throw a block there on Aaron May. Are they going to leave the 2 out to dry? Here comes Austin Mitchell with the shove, but it's going to give the advantage to Mosteller in the 87. Going to be 3 wide up front here very shortly. A lot of guys swerving back and forth. How about Brian Post in the 64? He didn't even start this race because of connection issues, and he's right here in the top 5. Part of that Jasper throwback machine. Robert Presley running that back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and he's worked his way inside the podium now. Oh, what a crash. That's David Johnson, the 49. He's going to come right back in front of the racetrack, and caution flag is out here on lap number 10. Caution had to be thrown. That 49 was going to be in a very precarious spot, especially with the other cars coming by. We're under our second caution here on lap number 11. Let's take a look at what happened to bring out the caution. Watch David Johnson here in the 49. Just a better camera here. Maybe TV1 will get us a better picture of what happened. Yep, Brian Post was right there, and around he went. Go back and take a look at this one more time, just in slow motion. Let's see if the 49 came down, or the 64 just tried to go for a spot that just wasn't there. Let's go back and take a look. Yeah, the 64 comes up the racetrack and just turns the 49 of David Johnson. Exactly what happened. Bring out the caution. Got a couple cars now on pit road here. Pace run under caution here on lap number 11. Austin Mitchell out front. Wyatt Miller, excuse me, in P2. Aaron May is P3. A lot of cars coming into the pits here. You got Patrick Connell. You see Chase Ingram, Van Leer, Sebastian Sapien. Basically a 10th on down, all on pit road here. Guys all have one set of tires are laying around in the pits. I think most of these guys are just taking fuel and repairing damage. In some cases, some guys took tires. The unpredictability of these super speedway race. You've got a lot of guys here up front here that have stayed out and never won here in Rebel Valley Sim Club. Look at Wyatt Miller, who's right there in second place. He's got a decent shot. Felix Hammer recently joined here at Rebel Valley Sim Club. He's right there in P5, trying to get his first career win. Brian Post has been here since 2023. Longtime community members. He's trying to get career win number 1. Aaron Lank trying to get his first career win, along with Xavier Dawkins, Baptiste, Blair Johnson. David Johnson's never won here either. Daniel Lank, Gavin Austin. That's a close call right there, but Bradley Cmejla trying to get his lap back. But chances for a new winner here at Rebel Valley Sim Club is pretty high. This field we have here tonight, but also got some esteemed veterans here trying to continue to go up that win column here at Rebel Valley Sim Club. Austin Mitchell, Aaron May, two drivers that have not won in quite a while here in Rebel Valley Sim Club, trying to break that winless streak. Austin Mitchell in particular, he's been a huge Kyle Busch fan. You see the Rowdy Forever sticker on the hood, that number 23 machines. He tries to get a win for Kyle Busch. Quite some time since we've seen this 23 in victory lane. And we'll look to get it done here at Talladega. We have 1 to green next time by, and it'll be 17 laps of race to go here from Talladega. Watch the field double up here for this restart. See some of the lap cars trying to get their lap back here. They'll have a good amount of the field running, but that might be a little bit of a commentator's curse. Of course, going to hit the outside wall for some strange reason, but Ingram is going to get his lap back. So we have 21 cars still on track. The only retirements so far being Zachary Mers, Jordan Jung, and George Karavides. Get back to green. Next time by, it'll be 17 laps to go. So much can happen. 17 laps is an eternity here on a super speedway. That's how it happened last week, and change in one turn. 69 blinking out. If his internet connection will be stable here for the rest of this race, but it'll be Austin Mitchell and Wyatt Miller leading us back down to the green. Here we go for the restart. We're going to watch it straight from the chopper cam. It's going to be Austin Mitchell and Wyatt Miller. For some reason, he's backing off now, but we're back underway here at Talladega. Wyatt Miller with a huge surge right here. He's got Chase Modzlewski pushing him right behind. Miller now goes down to the bottom of the racetrack. See who starts that third line. That's Wyatt Blair, that number 5, trying to start a third line here. Daniel Mosteller right behind him. I think he's going to lead this lap. It's going to be 16 to go next time by here from Talladega. Well, that's 69 with his internet connection. Well, look at that. The 23 just phased right through him. What in the world is going on here with Wyatt Miller? This is going to cause a huge chain reaction right behind as Chase Modzlewski goes to the point. And a crash, and this is going to be the big one. That's Daniel Mosteller. Caution flag is out. Felix Hammer. Somebody hard in the wall. I think that was Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez on 24. And that's going to be terminal damage there for the Pepsi throwback on Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. There's Daniel Mosteller who's involved. We're under caution once again here at just near the halfway point of this race. Yeah, look at the damage there on Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. He is definitely done for. There was a lot that went down right there. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. Kind of starts here in the trial. Yeah, you see the 69. That's Wyatt Miller. See, they phase through him. It causes a really weird checkup. Gavin Austin into Blair Johnson in the 9, and it just causes an arm from there. And the 15, that was one of the lengths. Cameron Lank just turned the 24 of Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. Let's go back and watch this one more time. Lost it to Gavin Austin. That's down to the bottom. I was one of the 9 just kind of cut his nose off a little bit. Kind of hard to tell there. That's how he gets into the 87 of Mosteller. Blair Johnson was the car that was spun. Aaron May gets a piece of it, gets into the side of Gavin Austin. There's Felix Hammer in the 68. And then Cameron Lank in the 15. 24 and the 15 both coming up the racetrack. And oh, wow. What a hard hit right there for Luigi Gonzalez there, the 24. That was a huge hit. That's going to end his race. Field is on, most of the field on pit road again. Haven't been able to get any green flag runs here in this race. Guys are averaging about 5 green flag laps per run. That'll all change here coming toward the end of this race. Again, I thought this was a 20-lap race. I set it for 30 on accident, so I do apologize about that. This is a 30-lap race here at Talladega. We're waiting to see what the admins are going to do here for this restart. Guys are doubled up, trying to go back to green. We've got most of the field on pit roads. They're going to wait one more time before we go back racing. While we wait around under this caution, let's take a look one more time at the in-season tournament bracket. At our live bracket of after what happened here previously. So it's going to be Marty, Cmejla, Chase, Ingram, Daniel Mosteller, and Aaron May are still in the hunt to win the inaugural Rebel Valley in-season tournament championship. And those four will be facing off next Monday at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That'll be at Daytona. It'll be Daytona under the lights for a 40-lap race. It'll be at 7:15 Eastern Standard Time on Speed Demon Racing Network. 2 more weeks remain before we determine a champion. Daytona and Kansas. Make sure to tune in next Monday, July 13th, for the in-season tournament. It's going to be the semifinals at Daytona. Pace car's got the 1-to-go signal this time by. It's going to be 12 laps of racing to go here from Talladega. Also, make sure if there's any soccer or football fans out there, make sure to tune in to the USA and Belgium game. It's currently going on right now in Seattle. That is a round of 16 match. Winner advances to the round of 8. I believe the winner plays Spain in the next matchup in the round of 8. So if there's any soccer or football fans, make sure to tune into that. That's currently ongoing right now. I don't want to provide any spoilers at the moment, but the game is currently ongoing. So tune into that if you're interested in soccer or football, as they call it in other countries. Watch Chase Modsluski, who is leading this race. We'll have 17 cars on the lead lap. Yeah, Mosteller still on pit road along with Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. There's Blair Johnson, so that's going to make it 18. So we still have 18 cars still in the fight to win this race. But you see heavy frying damage there on the number 9. Kind of crazy. We've had 3 cautions, but now we've only had 3 retirements. It's been mainly single car spins, a couple of clusters, but able to maintain for the most part. You see the 8 of Marty Cmejla dropping in the tail end of the field here with this restart. It'll be Chase Modsluski and Brian Post. The inside has had a whoa, big checkup right there. Somebody was supposed to be on the inside line. Need to fill in that gap, but Modsluski and Post will lead us down, and we're back underway. And just like the previous restarts, that outside line just does not go whatsoever. Look at Brian Post. He is sinking like a ship right now as he's going to drop all the way back to 7th place. Let's look at Austin Mitchell in the number 23. That's Xavier Dawkins-Baptiste trying to push him. Right on board Dawkins-Baptiste. He's got Lee Van Leer right behind him as well. I believe that's Daniel Mosteller up ahead of these guys in the 87. Be as steady as you can with that wheel. You see the 87 is going to get out of the way. That is Mosteller. Austin Mitchell leads here with 11 to go. Look at Lee. Oh, that. Oh, and around goes Austin Mitchell. What a save. What a save by Austin Mitchell. I cannot believe he held on to that car. Amazing job by the 23 of Austin Mitchell to keep it under control, and we stay green. That is how you wheel a race car. Facing imminent danger, he did an amazing job keeping that control of that 23 machine, and he still has a chance if we get a caution. But it's oh, a huge hit. I think that was Lee Van Leer in the 6th. Oh, what in the world just happened? Okay, caution flag is out. What a weird incident right there. I was just dumbfounded about what just happened right there as the Van Leer was just turned around at buildsubmarines.com floor. That's going to be terminal damage there for the 6th machine. I want to go back and watch that save one more time. It's like Gavin Austin went off track as well. But holy cow, what a save by Austin Mitchell. All right, let's watch this at speed one more time. Watch Austin Mitchell here in the 23. He had some help there from Xavier Dawkins-Baptiste and just held on to that car somehow. What a drive there from Austin Mitchell. That was just the caution he was looking for. We'll have to see what happened with Lee Van Leer in number 6. That was a very odd accident. Let's watch this at speed. That was a very odd wreck, to say the least. Very, very strange wreck what we just saw with 6 of Lee Van Leer, but his race is going to be done. He's going to join Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez, Bradley Cmejla, Zachary Mers, Jordan Jung, and George Carafitas as retirements from this race. The one driver that got collected that was Aaron May the 10. You see him on pit road now. Also have Austin Mitchell coming to pit road with that 23 machine. A lot of twists and turns here in this race. Our 4th caution here tonight. And yeah, the admins have decided it's going to be 1 to green. If we had a 40-minute time window, I'll have to check iRacing. It's a 40-minute time window here to complete this race, so they wanted to get this done as quickly as possible. Yeah, 45-minute time limit, so we have 15 minutes remaining here in this session. Should be able to get it done here. Should be able to get 8 laps done in 15 minutes, so shouldn't be too big of a concern here for these drivers. Big break for Austin Mitchell and Daniel Mosteller. Those help catch back up here at the tail end of this pack. And they leave the pits along with Cameron Lank there in the number 15. Also had Blair Johnson, who was caught up in the 2 cautions ago. That contact with Gavin Austin. We're ready to go back to green here on lap number 23. This has been a very topsy-turvy race. Haven't been able to get any flow going. And these guys keep it together here for 7 more laps. So we've got Mazlewski, Blair, Wyatt Miller, Patrick Connell, Xavier Dawkins-Baptiste, your top 5 here for this restart. Pace car makes the hard left turn on the pit road. We still have 18 cars in this race that have a chance to win here at Talladega. It's going to be Mazlewski and Blair leading us back down to the green. And we are back underway. Once again, that outside line just does not get going here on these restarts. Going to be a huge factor in case we get a late race caution. You know, the 69 of Wyatt Miller, he's not going to wait. Going to try to link up here with the number 5. The two Wyatts are going to try to work together here as they reach the backstretch. Look at Gavin Austin, 3 wide on the top. Daniel Mosteller pushing him. The 5 tried to block off that advance from Gavin Austin, but Gavin Austin has no help right now. Might have to back up to that back bump of the 87. Now the 3 fast food machines trying to work together. You got the 2, the 01, and the 87. How is this all going to fare? 7 to go next time by. I like where Gavin Austin is, and that's number 2. But Wyatt Miller goes to the point. Where do you go if you're Wyatt Miller? And do the drivers behind him trust him? That's going to be the big question. Look at this run. Gavin Austin. That is the 01 of Chase Ingram. Ingram's been at the back for the majority of the day after getting caught up in an early accident, and he's right up here in contention. And David Johnson has spun earlier today as well in this 49. He's worked his way back up toward the front as well, as the field continues to jostle right behind. It's going to get intense here. It's next time by. 6 laps to go here at Talladega. Both lines pretty equal right now. See David Johnson, Daniel Mosteller still trying to get a third line going. Who's going to jump up there and join that tango? But everyone right now following behind this number 69 of Wyatt Miller. Now Miller goes to the bottom. Chase Maslowski is going to leave him out to dry. Here comes Maslowski. He did not want to wait and stay behind the 69 of Wyatt Miller. Xavier Dawkins-Baptiste is going to go with him. And now you got Gavin Austin, Chase Ingram, Austin Mitchell. Contact, and around goes Wyatt Miller, the 69. Single car spin, and hard to the wall he goes. It's going to collect Felix Hammer as well. It's like just a 2-car crash. As of right now, still waiting for the advents. Wow, this is completely shaking up the field. Wyatt Blair right in the middle of the racetrack. And there's the caution. Yeah, that had to be thrown. Patrick Connell was also collected. We had 2 separate incidents right there. And the caution flag is out here once again. Let's start to see what happened here with Wyatt Miller in the numbers 69. Let's take a look what happened. He zoomed in up here. Gets into the 60. Yeah, the 44 is there and kind of comes down the track just a little bit. That's how they get collected. He's trying to save it, trying to save it, trying to save it. And they also wrecked again with right here. I think this was, oh, Brian Post. That's the second time he's caused an accident. He gets into Aaron May. That was Lank. The other, and some more cars collected. Let's go back and watch this one more time. We saw the second accident happen outside of our camera shot. Yeah. Just off the bumper of the 64 Brian Post. There's Wyatt. Yeah, that had to be thrown. Wyatt Blair was just about to kill somebody right there in the tri-oval. Fortunate enough, he didn't get any damage, but be able to continue. But another caution here at Talladega. So this will be interesting right here to see how this all plays out. We have about 8 minutes remaining here in the session. Zachary Murs, Brian Post is a menace. Now, I'll tell you what, we've had a lot of drivers complain about the 64 in the past. And yeah, he's caused 2 accidents here tonight. And the crazy thing is, he's... Yeah, looks like... May have some damage. See him back there in that Jasper Ford, but... See how this all plays out. I think this is going to be a green-white. Nope, it's going to be 1 to green this time by. So it's going to be 2 laps to go. This will not be a green-white checker. We run down to the running order here. It's Chase Maslewski out front. And that number 19 machine, he's led 11 laps here today. You've got Xavier Dawkins-Baptiste, who's currently running second. You see him right there, the number 60. You've got Gavin Austin Mitchell running 3rd and 4th. And Daniel Mosteller, Chase Ingram in contention here as well. You see them. Brian Post in 7th. We haven't talked much about Marty Cmejla today. Well, at Talladega. Had a great run in the in-season tournament. That number 8 machine. Not much about him, but that number 8 is in P8 right now. He sneak his way up toward the front and get a win. We got Sebastian Sapien, who's still going for career win number 1. David Johnson also going for career win number 1. Along with Cameron Lank in the number 15. And Wyatt Blair as well, at number 5. There are Johnson and Felix Hammer. So we currently have 14 cars still with a chance to win this race. 14 of our 24 drivers that started still running here at the finish, and it's going to be 2 laps to go when we go back green. Let's see how this all plays out. Chase Maslewski trying to go to victory lane. It's been quite a while since we've seen the 19 in victory lane. And I don't think Xavier Dawkins-Baptiste has ever won a race here in Rebel Valley Sim Club. And neither has Gavin Austin in that number 2. But here we go for the restart. The outside line has been at a disadvantage on every restart. We'll see how this all plays out. And we're back underway with 2 to go. We saw everyone going down to the bottom of the racetrack. Austin Mitchell still trying to give the best shove here, the number 60 of Xavier Dawkins-Baptiste. And you got Marty Cmejla going to the top. All the momentum right now on that inside line. Gavin Austin and Daniel Mosteller work very well together. And they're going to go to the lead here. Gavin Austin trying to go to the point. Got conflicting fast food restaurants trying to work together here. Now Xavier Dawkins-Baptiste trying to start a 3rd line, but Gavin Austin to the front with help from Daniel Mosteller. They're going to make it around turn number 3. Can they get to the tri-oval to get to the white flag? Here's Chase Maslewski in the 19. What a run to the outside. Chase Maslewski trying to get a win. That's Mosteller right behind in the 87. 1 lap of racing to go here from Talladega. Mosteller now going to the bottom. He's not going to have much help though. See if he backs up. Boy, look at the shove from Austin Mitchell to the back of Chase Maslewski. And a huge surge now from the 87 to the 2. Wyatt Blair trying to get that 3rd line started, but Gavin Austin giving the biggest shove he can to the 87 to Daniel Mosteller. Wyatt Blair still trying to get that 3rd line going, but Mosteller has a surge out front. Will this middle line get a chance here? Oh, we got a car on the fence. That's Austin Mitchell. That's going to kill the momentum. It's going to be Austin or Cmejla. Can they have a shot at Daniel Mosteller? Coming to the trial for the final time. Gavin Austin shoots it low. It's going to be a photo finish here at Talladega. Daniel Mosteller gets it done again. He is on fire right now. That is 4 consecutive. Well, he has won 3 out of our last 4 races. And Daniel Mosteller wins again here at Rebel Valley Sim Club. As you see, the 5 of Sebastian Sapien is up on his lid in the turn 1 grass. Daniel Mosteller gets it done here at Talladega. Let's go back and watch how that all went down right there for the 87 of Mosteller. Look at this huge head of steam he had on with Gavin Austin here in the 2. That's what really propelled them toward the front. Everyone just trying to get out of line, going for the best possible spot. Let's see if contact here. Oh, that was weird right there with Austin Mitchell. Cam26 Chase said, that was fun. I was damaged all over. I'm glad you had fun right there. I'm glad you enjoyed us here for this race. It just was not enough, and Daniel Mosteller wins again for Mineral Valley Sim Club. We'll see if we'll get time for an interview. I have time for just one interview here tonight. We'll see if we can get Daniel Mosteller here on the horn. He wins again here in Rebel Valley. This is his third win in the last 4 races. Daniel Mosteller, this is Ryan Wayne in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
All right, Daniel. We saw you about to go a lap down earlier. Had a caution there, and how about that? You were able to work your way toward the front and had a huge push from the Wendy's machine of Gavin Austin. And talk to us about how you're able to hold off and get another win here. It was your third win in the last 4 races.
Yeah, I just trying to knock off that super speeder rust that I was talking about earlier, and I made a move earlier, you know, wrecked. I think it was wide and live in. I apologize, you know, I apologize publicly on the stream. You know, that it was pretty silly of me. I don't think they had any like bad damage though, and they were able to compete. But I was just, I guess practicing going through the field, and got into a good situation there at the end, where I was able to get to the bottom, and had a couple of good pushes, and we just had more numbers and I guess organization on the bottom there, and then the move in the trial. Well, that it's so hard to do anything when you're the second car in line and the third car in line is like right up your tail. So Gavin, I knew Gavin was kind of going to be in trouble. Yeah, once he made the move, I knew I won because I saw Marty to his right side. So again, it was probably on the more simpler side for Super Speedway wins, but I will take them any way I can.
Hey, you were able to get it done too. It seemed like you with the 2 and the 49 of David Johnson seemed like you had a really good pack together, and you were able to, well, you and the 2 were able to link up there at the end and get another win here in Rebel Valley. So anyone want to give a shout out to before we close out the stream?
Yeah, I want to thank you for broadcasting, the admins for keeping everything in check. I guess Gavin, David, everyone else that was working with me, I appreciate it. Everyone that's watching back at home, appreciate it.
All right, thank you for racing tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, that is Daniel Mosteller, who's going to be our race winner. That's going to be all the time we have here tonight. Daniel Mosteller was able to come away with both of the races tonight. He was able to come away with trucks at Michigan and a win here at Talladega. Continue to wait here. The official results on the left-hand side of your screen. Gavin Austin comes home second. Marty Cmejla third. Xavier Dawkins-Baptiste with a good run comes home fourth. And then Chase Motzalewski rounds out our top 5. Moderator Dan said was the number 20. So that, glad to have you here, Mr. Lank. He came home 15th. Was out of the race, but yeah, Talladega was a little topsy-turvy, not gonna lie. We did have 5 cautions, but all in all, not too bad of a race for the most part. But I do want to thank everyone for coming out tonight on the live stream. Had some good races. We'll see you guys next Monday. It's going to be round number 3, semifinals of the in-season tournament. So make sure to tune in for that. That's going to be next Monday. Session opens at 7 p.m. Live stream starts at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So my name was Ryan Wayne. Thank you for coming out to tonight's races. I'll see you guys next week.